to Jimmy Meets World vlog, where I cover my comedy journey via our RV life and the adventures that we do and go on along the way. This week's episode, comedy life will make you mental, so get healthy. All right, before I jump into the content and what I'm going to cover today, I want to say this is how we're trying to get along here, and I truly am trying to help other comedians try to figure out this stand-up life because, right, it just seems like, how do you even go about it? Where do you go and how do you do it? So we're figuring it out together, right? So please like it, share it, subscribe it, comment, even if it's negative, you know? Hey, the algorithm needs to like it. That's about what I'm about to talk about. But yeah, please, this is how we're trying to make money doing this, so we do support, we do appreciate any support that you can give us. So please just take the little bell and ring a ding ding ding, and then you won't miss a thing, all right? All right, so I'm gonna jump right into it. So I'm gonna cover at first where we are at and what we've gotten done in the comedy scene this past week. They have open mic after a real comedy show at this place, JP's Comedy Club. So I featured, I was one of the highlighted guys at the open mic after the real show. So it was pretty decent. I had, but the problem is that when you're at the show, after he comes up and he says, okay, now we're gonna have an open mic, and the whole crowd leaves. And so it's like you're trying, but neither of these two ladies, cue the two ladies that were laughing. Right, and they were laughing the whole time. So here's a little bit of that set. I had this dream. I woke up. I was in my car. Got out. There's this big hotel. Top of the hotel, it said, "The Meaning of Life Resort and Spa." So of course I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. Let's go right on inside. So I go inside. The first room, I open up the door. I don't know if you guys are gonna be a fan of this or not, but nonetheless, this is true. I opened the door. It was Donald J. Trump. He was in there, and I was really confused at first because I looked at him and I said, "Donnie, I'm independent. I don't know what you're doing here, right?" And he says, that's not what it's about. You're here for the meaning of life. So I said, okay, Don, tell me what you got. Tell me what you got. This is what he says. He goes, "I'm really glad that you asked me, Jimmy. I'm so happy that you asked my opinion because the meaning of life, it's very interesting. You gotta make lots of money, buy real estate, and you gotta vote Trump. And that's the way it is. And if you want to see more of it, go to my stand-up comedy playlist on my channel, and I'll have the whole bit there within the next couple days for sure. So anyway, the reason why I talk about this is because my channel has actually started to get some good growth from some of the impressions and some of the stand-up bits that I've been doing lately, and also on Facebook. But of course, man, those haters, that's what comes, so I'm talking about even the smallest bit of virality that you get, those haters come out, and what are haters? Well, let's cue this old sketch that I've got.
A hater, Dad? What's a hater?
Well, Tommy, I'm glad you asked that. You see, a hater is someone who, once upon a time, somewhere, some way, somehow, become disconnected and disenchanted because some way or some way their dreams, per se, or the things that they were going after in life slipped away from them somehow. And because of that, they choose to quite literally hate on people that are going after their dreams.
Well, I'm worried. What do I do now that I've got a hater?
Well, we do the only thing we can do, son. We thank them. Okay, now we're up to date on that. So the point being is that you just have to realize that the haters are going to come. So I started to get some growth in my channel, and the algorithm starts to like it, so you get exposed to these other people. And here's some of the comments that I've started to get from YouTube at first. And I thought those were bad. But let me tell you, once the algorithm in Facebook started picking up a little bit, I think I got I could see the growth happening. So I think I'm up to 15,000 views on this one Trump impression and this Family Guy impression. It's people, people, we're growing here, right? And the truth is, I did these things at open mics to work these things out, to see how these jokes work, to see if they are gonna work. And this is in most cases, I did it one time at Stir Crazy, and then I did it the second time at JP's. And so, but I'm just working these things out. A lot of times in these cases, I don't like to do too many things again, more than one time at an open mic, right? So if I do an open mic one time and I do a bit, a 5-minute bit, 3-minute bit, whatever it is, I try to change up the jokes a little bit because I want to see what works. And once I see that someone laughs at the joke, I mean, there's no reason to go back to an open mic and do it again for free. Like, I know it works, and so I'm just trying to, build the content, build these jokes up so I can put it and connect them into larger form bits once you're starting to get paid and you're getting into those bookers and stuff. So what's incredible to me is like, these people, they're just like coming for you, right? And what I realize is like, this is why you need to prepare yourself for this type of life, because I've read books like, I know I've mentioned it in another video that I've done before. I think it was called the top 5 books that artists must read. Check it out. But one of the books that I talked about was this book called The War of Art. Not The Art of War, but The War of Art by this guy, Steven Pressfield. Steven Pressfield is the author of that novel and screenplay, The Legend of Bagger Vance. Anyway, but he struggled in his life to become a writer, into his 40s, and I think he didn't really make his break until he was maybe even in his 50s. And he had people in his life that were just like, hey man, maybe it's time to give up the whole writing thing, right? It's not really working out. But that's the thing, is you're gonna have all these people in your life, they're gonna come after you that you know and that you don't know. And because of the online thing and how people just think that they're keyboard commandos are like, I mean, the things that they would say to you, the things that someone that has no idea who you are would say to you, they would never say to your face. Because come on, someone says something like that to your face, what's gonna happen? You might like smack, right? I mean, come on, someone says something crazy like that. Well, luckily for me, I already spent my life of figuring things out. I spent time in a cubicle. I spent 8 years of my life in high pressure corporate sales.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
And I understood what that was like and how it wasn't for me. Now, I also spent 5 years of training in professional British rep theater training.
Against the sea of troubles, and by opposing in them, to die, to sleep no more.
And professional improv training. So I'm also Irish, and I also have all the family drama to go along with what people qualify you as a comedian. So someone like me that has all the characteristics and all the background and all the things, I've done Toastmasters, I've been in sales, I've done presentations, I've been public speaking, I've been, all these things that I've done. And then people like, so if I'm not qualified to live this life, then who is qualified? And so that's why I'm here to say that people are going to come out, and when people do come out to hate on you, just like they've been coming out to hate on me, right? Like the great Kobe Bryant says, they don't hate the good ones, they hate the great ones. So appreciate the haters. You deserve them. The great philosopher Socrates once said, the only true wisdom is in knowing that you know nothing. Right? And that's the whole point. In this microwave American instant gratification, social media driven world that we live in today, everybody's so terrified to actually pursue their dreams, because the second that you get on, you get the exact type of hate that I get for going. And I've had sales training and comedy training and acting training, and still people go out and they hate on you. Why? Because I've said things that rub them the wrong way. Because I do a Trump impression and they can't handle it. They just can't. It's too much for them, and I'm so sorry. Right? It's like, dude, it's just an impression, and I'm not going one way or another with it. I'm just trying to do impressions and be funny and work this thing out and make art and make comedy. And people are just so upset. They get so, oh, how dare you? How dare you? I was a little bit taken back, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started to get some of these people coming at me, the type of things that they were saying, I was blown away that a complete stranger would say this to somebody. But this is the world we're living in. We're living in a world that's lost, a world that's toxic, a world that's divided. And so we have to take all this with a grain of salt. And that's exactly what I do. And so, hey, the algorithm asks me to engage with people that engage with me. So I just try to make it funny, right? You try to have these little responses to people. Be cunning, be funny, be cute, be a comedian, be what comedians do. But at the same time, you also have to have how you keep healthy. How do you keep it all in here mentally, right? Mentally, physically, how do you keep yourself straight in this world of unstraightness? So I've got a few things that I do. Okay, mental health check. The first thing, the numero uno. My Lord and Savior. It's God. Trust me. If you think that you're going to be a creator and make it as a creator without understanding your connection to the creator, the original creator, you're going to have problems. You're going to have some problems. Hey, check it back to the book that I also talked about in that Q top 5 books you should read, An Artist's Way. An Artist's Way talks about how artists are driven, their talents are given to them by God. So for you not to be connected to the person who's giving you that gift, there's going to be a disconnect, so listen. So I'm always paying attention. Hey, I live by Jeremiah 29:11, which says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future," right? So that means I've been living. But what also people don't go on to say, they stop right there, Jeremiah 29:11. You got to read the whole 29, and it goes on to talk about how the Israelites were exiled into Babylon by the king of Babylon, right, for 70 years. So it took 70 years. Right? So we have to realize that, man, it might take a while. So whenever you're getting started in any type of something that is very difficult to get accomplished, a trade that, like comedy, like stand-up comedy, right? You need a certain type of confidence. You know what I call that? A certain type of confidence that gives you the power from, right? You need supernatural power. I call that Godfidence. Cue Godfidence sketch. What the hell is Godfidence? Well, like I said, it's simple. I'm confident that God has a plan for me. And if this is part of his plan, then I'm going to trust it. But if not, then I'm confident that he has something better for me down the road. Maybe a better fit. Like I said, Godfident. I'm looking for a Jimmy. Jimmy, you're up next. Oh man, I'm really liking to be able to bring back these sketches for my vlog. Anyway, but yeah, you need that confidence. So hey, I'm just saying, this helps me out. It helps to keep me sane upstairs to know that somebody else is in my prayers. And I'm in someone else's prayers, right? No, that makes sense. She knows it makes sense. All right. And number 2. Okay, we're talking about the number 2 thing that I do to keep it all healthy up here, to keep it all sane, to keep all this stuff from bubbling over. I go on hikes. That's what I do. I go for hikes. Why? Because not only do I pray to my man above, but I explore the places that he created for us to explore. There's a reason why he created the wilderness the way he did. So I get out and I take hikes. Because why? Because my girl loves to do it. So I have a hobby that I do with my partner and share with her. I go out and it's a meditative feel. You get to explore the nature. It's like it infuses you. It relaxes you. It's like a meditation. It's exercise. You're getting out. You're getting it done. You're exploring the world. You're seeing cool places. I mean, all these birds are boom, 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 boom with one stone, right? Like just recently, we went out and got this crazy great hike. Just a couple exits over outside Cottonwood, Arizona. There's a hike called Black Canyon Trail right out of Prescott, not Prescott, but Prescott National Forest. And man, this hike was crazy. It was great. It was hard. The All Trails app said it was hard. But yeah, so we went on this great trail. Cue the trail.
Check it out, the scorpion. About to get you. Don't mess with the scorpion.
I can't believe you.
man, who's that? Oh, I like that view. It's better than that, but let me tell you, that's not too bad either, right?
It was a little hard, so if everyone wants to go do that trail, it's going to get to a point where it's going to get so thick, and be careful, rattlesnakes do, so make sure to have a stick to kind of, and also wear, boots, wear pants, and wear a long sleeve because there's so many bushes here. I got a little scratched up myself, but I'll be all right. Don't worry about me too much. All right, and the third and final thing that helps keep me relaxed and mentally stable, mentally sane, not lose my mind.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
It's dogs. It's doggies. It's my little doggies. They're the best. There's a reason why any dog that goes to a hospital to visit people is called what? A therapy dog. Because they are therapeutic, man. I'm telling you, I love my dogs, going out with them, walking them, being with them, hanging out with them, snuggling, just giving a little snuggle, cutie snuggle time we might have. I know, it's adorable, right? I go out, I walk my dogs, I'm constantly having to toss my dogs, all around in this RV life. It can, it's actually kind of a workout just having to deal with pit bulls, and the sleeping arrangement can be a little difficult, right? Honey, right, honey? Yeah, it can be a little wild. But let me tell you, there's nothing greater than having a dog, having a best friend that will get your back, but cannot talk back, right? Supports you, and all you do, he has no choice, or she has no choice. It's just like, you're in, right? And she's like, yeah, I guess so. I guess I am in. But yeah, so the dog life is great, and even for comedians, man. I mean, there's tons of rescue dogs out there. Hey, listen, a dog is way cheaper than therapy. It's way cheaper than paying $150 an hour to some person to say, tell me about your dreams. Do you dream about your mother? That's interesting. Right? And they just drag you along. Why? Why does therapy drag you along and you never really learn anything? Because the second that your therapist actually tells you something that offends you, you might go find one of the other 180,000 registered therapists that there are in this country, right? Of course. So anyway, dogs, God, get outdoors, explore the world. You do those 3 things, and you'll be a little bit closer to sanity in this crazy comedy world. But listen, like I said before, make sure to like, to comment, to share, to subscribe, and to support me on this comedy journey. I'm gonna have things coming up here and there. I'm working on a lot of things. I can't really talk about them yet, but stay tuned for next week's episode, and I'll have more content, more stand-up, more stuff coming out. So I love you guys, and stay golden, pony people, right? Or I could say stay golden pony boy, but I don't know, that sounds a little sexual for some reason, so I changed it. Stay golden pony boy. No, stay golden pony people. Maybe not. Alright everyone, well thank you. This has been this week's episode of Jimmy Meets World Vlog. Please stay tuned next week. This has been Jimmy Meets World. I'm Jimmy, and it's been nice meeting you. I'll see you guys next week.